All right, so the first thing I heard when I woke up today was hold your ground. Okay, Spirit came through with a message saying hold your ground. And then immediately I heard rock steady. And I heard actually both versions. The line from Megan where she says, only person I'm in competition with is me. Okay. And then the part where Sierra was like, you may look at me and think that I'm just a young girl, but I'm not. So, two things I got from that. Hold your ground because, okay, they're showing me a tunnel. Like, this could be a subway. You're going deeper into all that is you. You're going deeper into your authenticity, your truth. They're saying your flavor, okay? It's like the way you flavor things, the way you perceive things, the way you articulate yourself. It's like, it's one of a kind. Only you can do it the way that you do. And naturally, because it sounds like you're somebody who's in the spotlight. Okay, someone here has thick thighs, thick hips. All right, I see why I see why Megan's coming through. All right, Texas could be significant. Houston, Dallas, anywhere in Texas could be significant. Yeah, they're saying Katie. When you're in the spotlight, you're naturally going to attract, they're saying all, right? You can't really just say, oh, I'll take all the good, but leave the negative. Like, it just is what it is. That's what comes with it. And so there's an acceptance around the things you can't control. They're giving me the serenity prayer, right? But the part with Sierra, something was very unassuming. Okay, maybe you look young, you may have a baby face, but you're wiser than your years. You know more than what you lead on. Or you let people think you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some instances where you just let people play you for the fool, and then you pop out and do something differently. And so, rock steady. You know what I'm saying? If people don't like these changes, fuck them. Like, so what, right? You're doing it feels like these changes are personal and for you. And I just see you glowing because it actually makes you happy. Like, these changes, even, thank you, that's right. Earlier, they were saying that these changes are happening on a cellular level. Okay, this could be a body transformation as well, because they're giving me there was this chart that used to go around saying, in a few weeks when you're losing weight, your friends start to notice, or your lover starts to notice. Then in a month or so, other people start to notice, right? And then they said after 6 months, you start to notice. And so I feel like people may be noticing these changes before you do, or this won't apply for all of you. You may not be feeling or seeing the growth, but there's actual growth, but it's just happening on a very cellular level. And so hold your ground, okay? Hold your ground, especially if I'm talking to somebody who's in a fitness journey. Hold your ground, right? Remember why you started. You're coming into union with you. And so they're giving me that proverb, I'd rather be at peace within and at war with the world rather than the other way around. For a long time, this collective, you've known what it was like to be at differences with yourself. And most of the time, it was because you may have not been speaking up, or you may have been just settling for things, tolerating things. There was also a message here about not settling. Spirit wanted me to talk about Megan not settling, all right? She don't stick around. Like, if you make a mistake, she's out of there. And so for somebody here, it's like not settling. There's always better. There's always a better you. There's always a better job. There's always a better connection. There's always better, right? Okay, someone could be doing a lot of mirror work. We have the throat chakra. All right, maybe some of you could be a rapper, okay? You could be a singer. Only you define you. You know what I'm saying? And that goes without saying. No one else can define you, and not even your past self can define you. So really, only you define you. And that is the you in the current moment, the present tense. Yeah, somebody could have went to the pool. Yeah, throat chakra is very significant. It came out anyway. All right, rest. You got rest. So my throat's acting up with this card. Okay. You could be resting your throat. All right, maybe, yeah, they're saying lozenges, throat coat. Maybe you lost your voice at a concert or something like that. Someone here is a dancer, for sure. Yeah, I heard hips don't lie. Good knees. Somebody has good knees. Okay, I got a lot of what's Megan's tribe called? Hotties. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, I got a lot of hotties in this message. Okay, volcano. I can't make it up. A lot of hotties in this reading. All right. You could have a very sexy voice. Volcano is right under the throat chakra. Or very seductive, very sensual. Somebody is crazy about lip gloss or lip balm. One of the two. Like every 5 seconds, it don't matter. Like you could have just ate, got the lip balm. you could have drank something. You know, every time somebody looks at you, you're reapplying something to your lips. All right, somebody could be a Virgo, okay? So Virgo came out with rest. Spirit, I just heard Spirit say, let me handle the rest. So you could be really like hooked. They're saying gung-ho. You're really gung-ho, okay? Really hooked on the details, hooked on how something is gonna pan out. This is actually, you know, this is something about you that comes to your advantage. It's the details that really make something pop, or it really makes something stand out. However, they're saying wusa, right? You have to start giving yourself credit. You have to start appreciating what you do. You have to start being your own biggest fan. In this message, you're standing out as somebody who's changing their life around, someone who loves themselves, someone who gives a damn about their accomplishments. I just see you inviting more ease, more flow into how you attack certain goals. It's like positive self-talk is coming through, right? I think there's a distinction between keeping your focus right on your sights and then someone who's like obsessing it to the point where they kind of detach from the now, right? So if it's to the point where it's taking us from the current moment, which is all we have, that's where we can kind of get impatient or a little bit restless with the journey. Okay, so you also have soulmates. Soulmates and sacral. A feud. A feud? I'm just gonna call out all the scenarios that I'm getting. Someone here, you're waiting for someone to recognize that you're the shit, you're the one. Yeah, I'm hearing come to their senses. You both seem to have a thing for one another. It's obvious that they're into you more than the other person, if there is another person. This could be their ex or their current partner. Yeah, you're put up. You're not necessarily in a chaser energy. You're like, I'm chilling. I'm gonna let you do you, all right? And I'm gonna be over here. You could be speaking to a Virgo. Okay, someone's name could start with a V. I'm hearing Victoria. Victoria's Secret. Yeah, you don't want to be anyone's secret, okay? Another scenario that I'm getting is you've met somebody new and you two, it's getting to the point where there's a possibility to get around that corner, right? To get intimate with this person. Yeah, hard to resist, hard to resist. Yeah, I feel like both of you are ready to cross that threshold. It's a problem. All right, someone's name could start with an S. I just heard Selena, or is it Selena? Sophie, Stephanie, Sarah, Samantha, Sam, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this could be an earth sign. Okay, another scenario that I'm getting, there's yearning going on. Yeah, I yearn for you. Okay, you could be at a distance with somebody. There's a mutual yearning. Okay, and so with the sacral chakra, you could be missing this person or vice versa, wanting to reconnect. A lot of changes here for you. Again, I do feel like you're someone who's in the spotlight or you're getting ready to be. All right. Yeah, I'm hearing the old me's dead and gone. The Queen of Pentacles. You've been taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, taking care of your finances. I feel like someone has been improving their credit score. Just feeling uncertain, even though it's wrapped up in confidence. Like, you know you're on the right path, you know you're doing the right thing, but there's like this, like, sheesh, this is new, this is different. In my dream, I was getting ready to go on stage. I talked myself into it. So I went from anxiety to excitement. Yeah, this has to do with your nervous system. Whenever you feel that way, remember that you have two options, right? Abraham Hicks, she always talks about there's two outcomes because they're on the same spectrum, right? So there's a timeline where you love strawberries. There's equally another timeline where you hate strawberries. Remember, when you're in that wavelength of feeling what you're feeling, you have the choice to decide, am I going to succumb to these emotions, or am I going to own them and use them to your advantage? All of that is just energy. So when you're feeling that, you could dance on stage, you could move more, you could, you know what I'm saying? Or versus someone who succumbs to it and now they're more stiff, right? This is like your body just giving you more energy to produce. And so you may have these nerves gearing up to do something. You realize that it's not so bad after all. And you may even become addicted. Like you're like, okay, I can do this. And you do it more and more to the point where you're like, this is where I belong, right? And so the body gets readjusted to the things that it once tried to avoid. This is coming back out with what we talked about earlier with resting, okay? Allowing spirit to work it out on your behalf, trusting the process, all right? If you've been feeling restless lately, getting more sleep. And also with the Virgo and energy, trusting that you know what you know. Trusting that, like, yeah, this could be a perfectionist, right? At a certain point, if you're frying chicken, right? If you're frying chicken, you're very meticulous with the flour. You season the flour. Get the oil to the right temperature. Choosy about which breadcrumbs you use. At a certain point, it has to get cooked. At a certain point, it has to get ate, all right? And it's just allowing yourself to experience the next step, the next process. Just put it out there. Just do it. Just fry that chicken. Just fry it. Worst come to worst. Okay, I had the heat too high. Let me fry it again. Okay, that wasn't enough salt. Let me re-season it. It's like the only way you grow, the only way you learn is from doing. Don't get so caught up in the end goal that you don't actually get to the end goal. You know what I'm saying? And so what I see with the Seven of Cups here is that when you do allow yourself to move and flow through these different phases, it opens up so many opportunities. It opens up so many doors, so many windows windows you didn't even see. Okay, so yeah, specifically I'm hearing DMV, so you could be getting your license. Now they're giving me Rocky. The fighter who has heart versus the fighter that is all about money. Typically, right, the fighter who has heart in the game, in the sport itself, that's the one that's not going to go down without a fight. Down to the 10th round, because they train for it. You know what I'm saying? Usually the boxer who has heart, they went through some difficult times. Yeah, this is the fighter that faced themselves. And because they faced themselves, they could face any fighter. Versus the fighter who they become cocky and they're like, oh, I'm the best. Everyone's going to want to book me. They start to focus less on the drills, less on things that got them there in the first place. This is about grit. I feel like that's what I'm getting from Challenger. This is about your grit. This is about your tenacity. Yeah, they're saying relearning who you are. Because the point is, you're going to have options. Yeah, you're going to be very desirable. Not just romantically, but professionally, right? I ain't going to say no names, but there's some people Megan just didn't want. Like, that doesn't make her a bad person. And I feel like that is relevant to this collective. Some people, when they deal with their rejection, they feel some type of way. And it's like, nah, like, you're allowed to be choosy. You're allowed to be selective. Your life is transforming. So with class and etiquette and luxury, that comes with selectivity, right? A fancy restaurant is not going to just use any cutlery. They're not going to just use any handkerchief, any table. They get more deliberate the fancier it is. All right. All right. Someone could be Latin, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's saying it's lonely at the top. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I feel like there's less people at the top because not everyone can handle that. There is a theme here of saying goodbye to certain people, rejecting people, but also inviting and holding space for new people. Okay, but I'm hearing it's worth the wait. It's worth the effort, and you're worth it. And then we have the child, right? So there's this innocence, this spark that is coming back in you. You're going to be very desirable, okay? It's like moth to a flame. I don't chase, I attract. Your soul knows. Your soul always knows. All right, there's nothing, it's coming back to the theme that there's nothing that you have to work out. It's already worked out. But the more you trust your body, the more you trust your intuition, you naturally flow into these decisions, into these conversations, into these connections that serve you because your nervous system is aligned to that. All right, a yacht could be significant, a cruise as well. You're moving to calmer waters. I love this for you. I love this for you. Again, you're doing what makes you happy. So for the Queen of Swords to be here, again, you may be looked at as a B. Like, oh yeah, you think you a hot shot? You think you all that? Okay, you think you that guy? You think you the shit, bitch? And it's like, yeah, I am. You know what I mean? You've worked too hard to stay the same. You've worked too hard to stay the same. A lot of sacrifices may have been made. Even with your diet, I keep picking up on a physical transformation. All right, someone could be a Libra, but you worked hard to move to calm waters, right? Someone here could be an Aries or a Cancer. This could have been about moving to a better neighborhood, a safer environment. Like, you worked hard for this. And so, yeah, pump your chest, talk your shit, because the people complaining, it's like, it's a projection. If they wanted it as bad as you did, they would put in the effort, right? They would train for the fight. And that's why you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's why you get to head towards this leisure. This could even be the soft life for you. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. That's what they're saying to me. This is how it's supposed to be, right? It's like if you move out of the hood to the suburbs, why would certain people from the hood follow you to the suburbs? It's very rare that those people are going to come with you. A lot of them can't, because they're not on the same frequency. It has to be a match. Like attracts like. So naturally, yes, you're going to move into better things, better opportunities, because cellularly, you align with those things. People think this is magic. It's energy work. If you get it, you get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, this could be also about an opportunity toward the city, okay? City life, city living. Okay, I'm also hearing Jersey. Give yourself space, because a lot of you, you've never been this version of you before. Give yourself space to learn who you are again. For a lot of you, this will attract a new partner. I'm picking up on a lot of single energy. This is like a very happy come up when it comes to your work life or where you're living, okay? So I'm gonna leave it there. If you're looking for a personal, you know where to reach me. Check the description link in the bio. And let me see you shake that ass. I don't know.